everybody, it's Pendragon, and today's video is brought to you by W Energy. So I'm gonna keep things short and sweet. W Energy is a clean energy drink that has no sugar, no calories, and comes in a variety of delicious flavors, including Galaxy Grenade and Dragonade. Not only does it give you no jitters and no crash, but it's chock full of vitamins and amino acids, which are great for you. Use promo code Pendragon for 10% off of your order, and give it a shot today. And now, on to the video. Hey everybody, it's Pendragon, and welcome back to more Runescape Hardcore Ironman. So last time, Runescape Hardcore Ironman, we finished up with Rune Memories over at the Wizard's Tower, and we actually made our way to where the Divination tutorial starts. Now there's a little purple icon with a circle and 3 orbs, but the easiest way to get to the area and know you're in the right spot is just go south from Draenor Village, and then go east across Lumbridge Swamp until you reach the place. Now, just to let you guys know, I wasn't feeling the best during this recording, so now I am actually having to do this in post-commentary because I somehow managed to actually lose the audio as well while trying to edit the microphone and the game audio from separate areas. So, yeah, that's the thing I'm trying to work on, so sorry about that. I make mistakes. It happens. Also, for those who are curious, I did order a new microphone for kind of more studio quality recordings, hopefully. But anywho, before I get too into that, I'll probably put like an update or something out about it. But for now, we're going to have to actually talk to the Divination person here. And since this post-commentary is going to be a little awkward for me, but pretty much, Divination is all about, collecting memories and turning them in, all the other fun stuff. So you collect them at the Divination spot, but we'll learn all that from the little icon here, because this is the tutorial Orla Fairweather. So what's going on here?
So glad you asked. I'm Orla Fairweather, and these are my colleagues. We're pioneers researching the art of divination.
Divination? You mean like reading tea leaves, casting bones, and I can't read the rest of it.
Oh no, this is much larger. Here, we are dealing with the energy of the world. The fate of Gielinor may be determined by our actions.
Wow, that does sound interesting.
Oh yes, it's early days, but we've had exciting results already.
Can I start learning divination myself?
Of course. We could use all the help we can get. The first step is to gather a memory. The wisps to the south will do. See how you get on and come back to me if you need help.
Perfect. So this is actually pretty easy. So as I was trying to explain before I got cut off by myself there, you actually go over to that divination area, you collect memories and such, and it was actually, it was a skill that was released around RuneScape's 6th Age, or Gilnor's 6th Age, I guess if you want to say it that way, lore-wise. And pretty much there are these divination rifts that are open in the holes in the ground, and they release these wisps. These wisps hold memories and such that you can turn in for energy, or that you can turn in for experience. So what you're going to want to do is actually harvest the pale wisp first, and you actually get some XP for it, and you actually get achievements for it. So you can also get these memory strands I was referring over briefly, and of course showing the achievement we got. But the memory strands we're not going to be using yet, because that's actually like a later on thing for divination, and also an extra part of training and such that we'll learn eventually. So basically what you want to do is just gather like as much of the memories that you can, and then you can convert them here at the Rift. Now, we run out of inventory space here, but I figured we would actually configure this to where the energy, or the memories, create energy instead of the memories just creating regular experience, or using both to get enhanced XP. Now, I'll show each of those options off, of course, in this video, but we need to get more energy, obviously. Although, if we wanted to, we could have only used that thing twice for the enhanced XP before it starts converting back to regular XP through the memories. So, I think here I'll actually be pondering or explaining more about it. Sorry, I am still losing my voice a bit. But, we actually need to talk to Orla, and find out more information about these, because tutorials are that way, where you start with one thing and you go to the next thing. And apparently I chose to get the enhanced experience, and I was going to show it there, but we have to talk to her to continue the tutorial, so one moment.
I think you're ready for the next step. Do you want to continue learning the ways of divination?
Yes.
You've got some memories, but they're no use to you like that. You need to feed them back to the earth. Give it a go.
Okay, so I remember here I actually confused myself. So you convert the memories, and you get the Let's Enhance, which is for using an enhanced memory. Well, a regular memory with 5 energy. And then you get more experience. And it didn't change anything on here, so I remember I was looking through here and I was like, you can just convert the regular memories into energy, or vice versa. Well, not the energy into memories, but the memories into energy, and then you can get more enhanced experience.
I think you're ready for the next step. Do you want to continue learning the ways of divination?
Yes.
You've got some memories, but they're no use to you like that.
And of course she repeats herself there. So this was where I confused myself a bit, and I was like, well, I probably gotta configure it and do it a different way then. So let's convert them to energy and see if that does it. So then you get an achievement for that, or an achievement for that, and then you can configure it again, and then turn it to the regular memories for experience, which will give you the final achievement out of these 3 different versions of converting. So you need Divination level 2 in order to progress further. So this tutorial actually does require you to grind out a bit of experience. So as we're doing this now, you basically just want to sit around, gather some memories, convert them to energy, and then get your experience. But I'm not going to bore you guys with that, so I'll meet you back here when we are at level 2. And that's Divination level 2. And now, I was actually showing you guys here, and I kind of decided to just cut the video anyways. But I was hovering over the Invention skill, which is the elite skill, and that requires 80 smithing, 80 crafting, 80 divination. So, by getting level 2 divination though, we unlocked portents. So we get Portent of Passage, which helps you with dungeoneering, the Portent of Restoration 1 in Diamondheim, which requires a Constitution level, and then you get to heal yourself while you're in Diamondheim with them. So the Portent of Restoration 1 is pretty weak, but when you're under half health, it automatically activates from your inventory to heal you. So it's super useful, and I kind of went through it on this part, showing that you need higher Constitution to use it whenever you're doing it outside Diamondheim. And then you need some energy, and then either cooked crayfish, cooked anchovies, cooked shrimp, cooked chicken, cooked meat, or cooked sardines. So that makes it super easy to craft, and you will get, a good use out of it if you're especially trying out bosses for your first time. And as long as you're not dropping below half health often, you'll just be healed up by every time you drop down there. And then of course I showed the passage, which basically if you don't meet the lock requirements for a dungeoneering door, you can open the door if it's within 2 levels. So let's talk to Orla and learn more about divination.
You seem to be up to date with my discoveries. However, Faizan is making breakthroughs with divine energy. You should speak to him.
Alright then, so I guess we gotta speak to the next person, which is located... Oh, there's also a map there, by the way, that I didn't really go into. But okay, I'll speak to Faizan. So he should be one of these people here. There he is.
Ah, excellent. A new volunteer. You're already on your way, but I have plenty to share with you. Shall we get started?
Yes, please.
First, we will learn how to make portents. These varied items can be held in your inventory for different effects. Why don't you try and make one?
Okay, so now we actually have to learn how to make portents. So, when you weave pale energy, you can create different kinds of things. You can create defined locations, like a bronze rock, which gives you copper ore and tin ore. You can create the Portent of Restoration, of course, which requires crayfish and 30 energy. And then you can make a divine crayfish bubble. Now, I remember I misspoke and I was saying, you could actually replace the energy with crayfish in order to make the portent still. And I didn't realize it was actually the crayfish bubble I was talking about. So the crayfish bubble, whenever you're doing raw crayfish with, less energy, you can then make the, I almost said create the divine location, which is like divine rock stones, or divine bronze rocks, or divine crayfish bubbles, and so on and so forth. And then you can get the experience that you would get from normally gathering those items, like mining. There's a herbivore one. Sorry, there's a farming one. There's a fishing one. And there's a few other ones. But as you can see here, after making a portent with one of our crayfish, we get the potentially hazardous achievement. And it said that we have to get level 3 in order to continue the divination achievements. So I'm going to go ahead and grind that out. So I will see you guys shortly. And there we go, that is divination level 3. So that was pretty fast, honestly, especially by doing the enhanced experience. So let's talk to Faison and see what he has to say about this.
I have much more to show you. Would you like to continue with my lessons?
Yes.
You've made a portent, so it's time for something more advanced. Why not try your hand at a divine location?
Okay, well that would be pretty easy. We actually have most ingredients to do that. We just need to gather some more raw crayfish, and then also convert our regular memories to energy. Because I remember I forgot how much energy it took. Turned out it only takes like 5 energy, but I ended up deciding to grind out a bit more of that. And then I decided to get my way to at least like 30. And then I went to go fish for some crawfish. So I will return whenever past me returns to that. And here we are back in our little divination area. So I went and gathered some raw crayfish from the area on Birth Orbivores. I got a pretty nice fishing level there. And then I know we had at least 5 while I was going through my little time lapse here. But all we're going to need to do now is just convert these crayfish to a bubble, which you just click on it here and then you click weave. And now apparently we need level 6 divination in order to progress further. So simply divine is for creating a divine location, and then of course you just drop it and then you can go ahead and fish on it if I click on it properly, and then you gain fishing experience. So it's a pretty nice like semi-AFK way of doing it, because you don't have to worry about clicking on different spots. You don't have to worry about emptying your inventory for the most part if you're creating it first. I was also showing off that there is actually a daily limit for them. So as you can see, we're already at 50% of our daily gathering limit for divine locations. And I believe it looked like it starts with like 34 or something like that. So you pretty much have to just gather it and then come back to the location, or do it by a bank. There are some pretty popular areas that did that, like Lumbridge, and I believe the new 4 and 3 allows you to do it. But sadly, we actually ended up missing most of our bubble. So as I start making my way back, I thought I could see it because I saw the little map area, or a trapped wisp, and then I also saw that there is a wisp colony map. So I kept trying to click on the trapped wisp for some reason. I was having a brain fart. So instead of doing that, we need to investigate the wisp colony map. So as you can see, we have the one here, which is the optimal one for our levels, and then we can actually look at the other divination wisp colony locations, which have their level requirements and all that other fun stuff. So that map will tell you which ones are optimal for you, so based upon your divination level and all that other fun stuff. So I also opened a fire spirit here, which we got from bonfires as we were doing our daily challenges. So you get some runes, and then you get some charms, so it's pretty nice for summoning, and also pretty nice for magic. So always make sure that whenever you're collecting your spirits or your chronicles and all this other stuff that we'll get into, make sure you collect them while you're skilling, or at least have something that's available to attract them, like the spirit attraction flask and such. But anywho, I added some memory strands to my currency pouch, and then I decided we're just going to go ahead and continue on with the divination. So I will meet you guys back here when we hit level 6. And we're back, so we have divination level 6. That's pretty awesome, honestly. So you can actually start transmuting things, I believe, at this level. I know we unlocked something at level 4 as well. So let's see, we got the Attuned Point of Restoration, which is a little bit stronger than the regular one. The Sign of the Porter, that's one of the new things. And we can transmute Runite ore from, looks like 3 Adamantite ore or Luminite, which is pretty awesome. And then of course the Divine Kebbit Burrow, which gives you hunting experience. Sign of the Porter, which actually will automatically transport certain items directly to your bank. And it holds 5 charges because it's just the first level, and it requires a sapphire necklace. And we actually need to get one of those for the next step in the tutorial, which I end up going the wrong way, of course. But let's talk to Faiza and see what he wants us to make.
You are proving to be an excellent pupil. Would you like to learn more?
Yes.
Well, the next logical step seems to be to learn about signs. These useful little items can be worn in your pocket slot for various effects. Make one and see what benefit it gives you.
Alright, so I remember I was wanting to do that, but we actually need to make a sapphire necklace, which sadly that is outside of our crafting area, or our crafting expertise. So I'm going to cut the video to where I actually realize that in-game, so I will see you guys shortly. Alright, so this is actually where I figured it out, that I cannot do this because under the crafting skill, I need to actually get level 22 for a sapphire necklace. And since we are not 22 yet, I figured that we can't do that for the time being because I don't want to waste you guys' time with a bunch of gathering for crafting and such. So we're going to do a clue scroll, which says search the drawers on the first floor of a building overlooking Ardone Market, or Ardoon, how we pronounce that. But to get there, it's actually pretty easy. First we gotta start at Towerley, and then I'm gonna see if we actually finished a certain quest or not, because I actually forgot if we did. So I will meet you guys over in Towerley. So here we are, and I remember I was actually going to check if we started this quest with Austria here. So let's speak to him. What do you want? So I was wondering what was down that tunnel. You can't go down there. I didn't want to anyway, why not? This is the home of the mountain dwarves. How would you like it if I wanted to take a stroll out through your house? Ooh, is this a shortcut to somewhere? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was private. Well, it is. Now we gotta start over, so you can ask the other brother. I just wondered what's down the tunnel. Then you ask why not. And then you say, if you were my friend, I wouldn't mind it. Yes, but I don't consider you a friend. Well, let's be friends. I don't make friends easily. People need to earn my trust around here. How am I meant to do that? You're a grumpy little man, aren't you? Which will end the conversation. We are the persistent one, aren't we? Well, there's a certain gold artifact we're after. Or that's in demand. Blah, blah, blah. Big fans of gold. Fortunately, we have a pass to enter the competition. Unfortunately, dwarves don't make very good fishermen. As you can see, I was struggling to actually read this, because I do record in HD, just so you guys know this. But due to the framing and everything that I do here, it actually does scrunch it a little bit, so it's kind of hard to read in post, which is why I don't like post commentary. Because otherwise it comes out, nice and easy and everything. But we actually could not start that quest because we actually needed 10 fishing. So we're going to actually make our way up and around this mountain, and I'm going to show you guys the nice little travel area that takes us to, through White Wolf Mountain and over to a fishing town. So there's Grimnash up here, there's adolescent White Wolves. A little up ahead, there's actually stronger wolves here. So they actually start attacking us, and they are level 42s. So this is dangerous to do as a hardcore. I do not recommend doing this if you are not at least like level 30 something or 40s, and you have something better than iron armor. Because the wolves up here are pretty strong during their 16s, and then of course as we get further down, we'll actually see level 31s. So we actually have to go through this cave next, because we don't have a crossbow or grapple to go over the mountain. And then past some more level 30 white wolves, which is kind of dangerous. We've now made our way here to Catherby, which if we do that quest we can get here really easily, but we need to get our fishing level up. Speaking of fishing, Catherby is a nice little fishing village, and this is the spot that I like to come to a lot when I'm doing early game fishing. So we're going to go ahead and activate the lodestone over here. And once it does it, as you can see there's a little fish for its icon, so it actually knows it's a fishing town. So let's go ahead and start making our way to the west then, because right down the road from here, if I end up going the right path, we will actually enter, well, past this beehive area, which has hidey holes and stuff. But the beehives used to be a quest for old school RuneScape where you could earn the beekeeper outfit. But we unlocked a new music track named Camelot, and this is actually a little, the fantasy town of Camelot. But there is no lodestone here, although there is a teleport in the magic book that we have not unlocked yet. But if we keep going to the west, we will make our way to the next lodestone for this area known as Seer's Village. Now there are a ton of Seers, like that one's for the achievement diaries, there's quest areas, and of course I don't have my run energy on, but here's the Seer's Village lodestone, and now we can activate that, and we have it. So it's like a little Illuminati looking eye, but that's the symbol of knowledge and all that stuff kind of thing, or foresight I believe. We get to go past an area with music called Talking Forest and Lasting. So to our north is McGruber's Woods, to the east is the Ranging Guild, and then to the west is a town called Heavenster, which is where the fishing contest takes place. I'm also facing south, so everything is going to be like your right hand for west and left hand for east, just so you guys know, until I turn back around. But as we make our way through here, there is a farm. This used to be known as just like, the regular old Arjone farm, but now it's called Manor Farm because it is a player-owned farm. So you can actually raise animals and such like sheep, cows, chickens, rabbits, so on and so forth, and even up to like yaks and dragons. So it's pretty cool, but we have to make our way to the marketplace around here. So first off, there's a bank over here, which is nice. I need to turn on my run energy again. But I started to wander towards the marketplace when I realized, oh yeah, I need the lodestone here. So let's go ahead and activate that real quick. And now we have Ardone, or Ardone. I still don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to keep messing it up every time I know it. But now we have a pretty nice filled out lodestone map. But I'm going to show you guys where the marketplace is. So this is one way to go around. You can also just go further east. But we need to search the drawers on the first floor of a building overlooking Ardone Market. So the first floor in the UK is different than the first floor in America. So for us, we would think the first floor is the ground floor. But in the UK, and I think probably a few other European countries and areas and the such, they consider the first floor as the American second floor. Which, it makes sense because ground floor, then it's the first floor above the ground floor, then second floor, so forth, so forth. So we're looking for areas that have ledges. So those little windows that are kind of jutting out, you can tell those are ledges. Because this is the Ardone Marketplace. So let's go ahead and make our way up the stairs, see if we can find this our first try. There are safes for thieving and such, but we need to search drawers on the first floor. So let's try these ones. And you found another clue, so I actually found it first try. I remember I was struggling a bit with that before because I didn't realize first floor was second floor kind of thing. And now we have a map. So it's like 2 north, 3 west, 6 north, 6 east, and I know where that area is. It's actually over in Varrock. And then, of course, there's a few other steps to these clues, most likely. So that one is a map clue. And then here I'm also showing the Lodestone Network and how we got a bunch of it populated already. We're just missing like Edgeville and such. Which I remember, speaking of Burthorpe, which I was hovering over, we do not have the Slayer assignment for chickens. We did, or sorry, for birds, we did, but we already finished that one, so now we gotta get a new one from Terrell, because he is our level 4 Slayer, or for combat or something, I forget which one it is. But anywho, let's make our way on back over to Varrock, and then we will see just what awaits us for this clue. So I will see you guys shortly. And here we are in Varrock. So for here, there are actually, a devotion sprite. The sprite no longer has treats available, they're just having a nice float around. But if you go east from the Lodestone, you can make your way to this area, which I thought I had it memorized, like to a sides kind of thing, because I do a lot of clue scrolls. But over here is actually the area. This is the southeastern Varrock mine, and I remember I was actually struggling with trying to step in the right area. So what you want to do is you can right click the clue and you click dig when you think you're over the X. So I was clicking around here being like, okay, yeah, it's got to be somewhere in these ones. Maybe it's closer to the mine. Then I was like, you know what? I need to actually follow this. So we start over here. And then we needed to go 2 north. And then, of course, it counts like steps, which are your tiles. So 2 west. Sorry, 1 north, 2 west. And then it was 6 north and 6 east. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 6 east. 3, 4, 5, 6. Apparently I was 1 tile off. But there is a scroll box. And now this is the area you want to do for that map clue. Now we're on to the next clue, of course. So let's see. I know where this one is too. It's between a rock and a tree, but this is over by Falador because that little wall with the dots and everything, that's Falador's wall. So I will show you guys this spot once we reach it. So here we are in Falador. I almost forgot that I'm showing you guys where each area is and how to get there. So you want to head east from the Lodestone over to an area where there are rocks and such. There's a cave over here for minigames and such, like the Fisted Gothics. There's a Divination spot where we have Flickering Wisp, which are a higher tier than what we can do at the moment. And then over here is where all the rocks are. So between the rocks and the tree, and these are standing stones, which what ancient rites were performed here, we have no idea. We can dig here and we get another clue. So we already know this area, so I'm just going to meet you guys back on over in Varrock. And here we are in Varrock. So I almost accidentally clicked one of the Dark Wizards and attacked them. That would have sucked. So let's keep on going to the east, all the way over. And hopefully I get the spot right the first try this time, because I literally was just there. So go ahead and click on that spot. Pinwheel's like right on the edge. Then dig. And another clue. So it says, search the crates near a cart in Varrock. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys where that is. But I did not quite remember which cart it was, or where this crate was. For some reason, I kept thinking it was further to the south. Because, you know, hey, there's a chest over here, there's a tea stall over here, hey, there's a crate right there. Nope, that's not the crate. And then, of course, I start checking, you know, the southern part of Varrock. It's nowhere around there. And I was like, okay, maybe it's by the pillory area, which used to be a random event where you could throw tomatoes at players. That's what this pillory guard's about. Because he used to keep you in there unless you got the right shaped key. And then I kept running around here because I got a little lost. And then I was like, oh, maybe it's this wheelbarrow with newspapers. And then I was like, no, there's no crate with a cart here. So I started, you know, scrolling around, of course. And then I was like, wait a minute. I remember the tree, and I remember there's another tree over here. And I remember there was a crate by a tree. So I made my way up a little bit here, and then over here was where the cart is, and then there's a crate. And we got our first casket. So complete 1 clue of any tier, 1 of 1. So now we are officially a treasure hunter. So you can open the casket, see if we get lucky. We did not. We got Gutanov teleports, which are an ogre city and a water talisman. So, not the best stuff, but we're also pretty early on. It was our first clue. So, most of the time, since we can't really make a profit off of clues, we're going to be using them for components for invention later on, and for various gizmos and goodads and collections and all that fun stuff. Or doodads, not goodads. Hello, I can speak English. But anywho, I remember I was going to actually end things here. Because, you know, if you guys want me to do a clue episode sometime, I'd be happy to go through some easy clues and such, give some step-by-step sorting, you know, kind of help everybody out with the maps and with puzzles and such. But anyways, I'm going to end things here. So next time, Runescape Hardcore Ironman, we'll move on to the next step of our journey. This has been Pendragon, and I'll see you guys next time.